Hello, everybody. This is Global Warming Skeptic, and this is the Young Turks is Exposed, episode number 20, take number 3 million. Anyhow, this is going to be a short episode about the Young Turks and yet another distortion. As usual, see, Jeb Bush some time ago made some comments about Mitt Romney's 4 to 7% of the African American vote. And he said he was going to double that by offering them a position of love, hope, and not having to offer free stuff. Because the Democratic platform is, of course, to offer free stuff to these groups. You offer free stuff, you buy votes. You do something for them, they do something for you. That's pretty much their whole thing, rather than just doing something for the country. But anyhow, that's aside from the point. The point of this is a claim by Mr. Britt here on the left, saying that the claims that African Americans get these entitlements and the free stuff that buys votes is, quote, propaganda from Fox News. Let's see how much propaganda this is. I don't need these anymore. See if we can't combine these. Let's see if we can't make this into a tab. I don't know. I suck at this. But anyhow, here's the absolute numbers of SNAP benefits by race. Now, as you can see, the whites receive more because they make up more of the population. So, in order to get to the real core of the issue, we've got to do some population adjustments. And here is US Census Bureau data. I'll let you view this for a couple seconds just to see where the calculation came from. But see, what you do is you multiply the percentage of SNAP benefits by a conversion factor, which will be the percentage of beneficiaries divided by the percentage of population. And essentially, this is the result you get. Now, adjusted for population, whites only make up 21% of SNAP benefit receivers, and blacks receive half. That's population adjusted. So, essentially, what this is saying is that, let's just say, all these groups represented equal parts of the population. Like you have 1/6 represented in each. That would mean that blacks would take home half of everything. You know, another way of saying this is to also say, you could also look at this in ratio, which I should have put down. But the point of this is that when you look at the ratios, and we can do a couple of these real quick, I just want to show you two glaring examples. Well, three. I'll show you the African Americans too. Like if you do the conversion factor for whites, for example. So let's go to our Huffington Post page. Whites received 40.2% of benefits, yet according to this, they make up 77.4% of the population. So, what you do is you go 40.2 times parentheses, because we're multiplying by a conversion factor. 2 divided by 4. Actually, I think it's the other way around, isn't it? I think I'm doing this right. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it's a little bit different. I rounded up, but You get the point. So about 21%. And more importantly, let's take the naked conversion factor here. This is what's going to be important. You take 40.2 divided by 77.4, and for whites the conversion factor is around 0.52 effectively. This is a little bit technical, but basically anything above 1 is bad, anything above 1 is overcompensating. So let's look at it for blacks. We're going to contrast this, and let's look at the black population, 13.2%. What percentage of benefits do they receive? They receive 25.7% of the benefits. So you do the exact same thing. You take the proportion of benefits divided by the proportion of population. So you go 25.2 divided by, was it 13.2? Yeah, 13.2. And you get 1.91, essentially, of a conversion factor. So what this tells you is, as a percentage of their black population, blacks receive almost double of their average as far as the population goes. And you could take this all the way down the line. You get it'll almost completely be accurate. There'll be rounding errors, and there'll be errors from the unknown because there's 13% that didn't list their race. So let's look at the Hispanics as another example. This one I'm kind of shocked. This is 17.4% they make up. They make up 17.4%. They receive 10.3%. So you do the conversion factor here. 17.3, and you get a conversion factor almost exactly the same as it is for whites. That was shocking to me too. And here's what this is telling you. What this is telling you, it's not that blacks are bad. If you can get benefits, I mean, all the power to you. You should be smart and know what's available to you, but also understand the purpose behind the positions. A lot of what these Democrats are trying to do, they're trying to buy your vote. And that's the thing. I'm not meaning this to be racist, because people don't want there to be this kind of discrepancy. I believe that the average person truly does want absolute equality. But equality is different than entitlement, and I believe that if people understand the intentions of politicians, we can get past this whole racial debate and we can unite. But we're not going to unite if we're going to believe idiots like this who say that these statistics are lies when they're not. You have to acknowledge that they are there. There are explanations for them. It's not just because of the color of their skin. There's a lot more complexity behind it. Anyhow, thank you guys for listening. God bless.